Do you have a memorable fight? That blacking out led to a lot of scraps. Do
It
you
did.
have?
I mean, yeah, memorable, a lot of memorable fights. I think the number is 132 pro fights, and can't say I won them all, but I showed up, man. I showed up, knuckles up every time. But the most memorable one I think was when I fought Adam McQuaid, a tough guy on the Bruins roster, a real savage, and that guy plays hockey the right way. I have a lot of respect for that guy, and I capture it. I think I capture it in such a cool way in the book when the lockout ended, and I don't even know what year it was, 2012 maybe, and we got the call. The Providence Bruins were going to play against the Boston Bruins in the Garden in Boston, sold out in 5 minutes. The lockout ended. They opened up the game. They gave tickets away for free. It sold out in 5 minutes. We had just gone out. We did a 3-3, won three in a row, and we had a big team party. I had a big bender. We were all hung over that day and got a text, "Hey, we're playing the Bruins tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh crap. Okay." First of all, I'm as hungover as a man can be, so I start pounding water and like preparing myself for the biggest game of my life. And we go up there and nobody knew, like, is this a real game? Well, what's going to happen? And Claude Julien, the head coach of Boston, comes in and addresses our team and says, "Hey, it's a real game. This was I believe it was a Tuesday, and the Bruins played their first game on Friday, so it was a tune-up game." And everybody was asking, "Are you going to fight Thornton?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm fighting Thornton. Buckets off center ice. This
Yeah.
is going to happen." And I was nervous because he's a real tough guy. He's a technical fighter. He's a lefty. I hate fighting lefties, but I had trained my whole life for this, and I was like, this is not gonna pass me by. And luckily, Claude Julien comes in the locker room and tells us it's a real game, checking, play it hard, but no fighting. And he kind of looks over at me and gives me the nod, like, "Hey, like no fighting." And so I love those days where I could just play hockey, especially after a fight. I just knew I got that fight out of the way. Now I was just going to play hockey and just black out and lay it on the line. So that's just what I set my mind to do. I laid it on the line, and we ended up beating the Bruins, which was crazy. The Providence Bruins AHL team beat the NHL's Boston Bruins in their home rink, and at the end of the game, I end up getting in a scrap. It just exploded out of nowhere with Adam McQuaid, and you can check out the video. We're just chucking bombs back and forth, and one of mine squeaks through, and he lands on his back, and I land on him, and the place is going nuts. And that really was a defining moment for my career. I mean, that was that I signed an NHL. I signed my NHL deal shortly after that, so I think it was a statement for sure.